All right, Mike Shoesmith, listen, before we went away a minute ago, I was telling the people that one of the great features of the P.P. Simmons ministry, of which you are the executive director, and I know you've got 7 or 8 folks working with you on that entire enterprise, but one of the things that you have, it's just fantastic, and I know many people have come out of homosexuality, they've come out of evolutionism and atheism, they've been born again, they've been saved, through this feature called PPSIMMONS at live.com, and it's a way that folks can talk live by email with biblical counselors who will pray with them and answer their questions. Tell us about that, and tell us about a very special book that you wrote that is awesome, but you are now releasing it for free. Tell the folks about all that.
Well, it's ppsimmonsalive.com. If anybody has any questions about God or needs counseling in their life, if things seem to be falling apart, or you just want to say hi, I mean, we appreciate hearing from people on any topic through the email. And that's anonymous, and you don't have to give us your name. We just appreciate hearing from people. Right. Tell us what you think. Tell us your gripes. Give us some love.
Right.
But listen, if you want a copy of a free book that I wrote personally called The Atheists Are Wrong, you are going to read all about why you're seeing the things in the news that you're seeing today.
Right. That's right.
I want to read to you, but I got a much better connection here on my phone, by the way. So
during the break, we hung up and reconnected. Yeah.
Yeah. But listen, I want to read to you guys the introduction to the book, The Atheists Are Wrong, because it really does speak to the dynamics of the world and the United States, and even up here in Canada, as they appear on your television screens. This is from my book, The Atheists Are Wrong. This is the introduction on the fall of Russian civilization and its collapse into communist atheism in the 20th century. Alexander Solzhenitsyn declared. Now, Alexander Solzhenitsyn was an author who personally witnessed the fall of Russia into communist atheism.
Right.
And he was eventually sent into exile from Russia. But this is what he said. He said, quote, "Over half a century ago, while I was still a child, I recall hearing a number of old people offering the following explanation for the great disasters that had befallen Russia. Men have forgotten God. That's why all this has happened," they said. Since then, I have spent well nigh 50 years working on the history of our revolution. In the process, I have read hundreds of books, collected hundreds of personal testimonies, have already contributed 8 volumes of my own, this is Solzhenitsyn, toward the effort of clearing away the rubble left up by the upheaval. But if I were asked today to formulate as concisely as possible the main cause of the ruinous revolution that swallowed up some 60 million of our own people, remember that Stalin and his communist atheist buddies, they set up atheist camps and indoctrination centers where they literally killed people who named the name of Jesus, millions upon millions of them.
Right.
Alexander goes on to say, "I could not put it more accurately than to repeat, men have forgotten God. That's why all of this has happened."
Right.
This is where America is now. They have forgotten God, borrowing from the atheists by embracing defeatism. All of this evil is happening to America today for the same reasons it happened to Russia 100 years ago, because men have forgotten God. Now, in the book, The Atheists Are Wrong, which is free, we're not profiting from this tragedy in the United States. We're giving this book away for free. And if you want a copy of it for free, all you have to do is send an email to the ministry, ppsimmons@live.com. Put in the subject line, "free book, please." We will return an email with the link to the free book. That's all there is to it. There's we're not profiting anything from that.
Right. And let me say to our folks driving down the road, they're saying, "I'll never remember that address." Just go to carlgallops.com. I know you'll remember that. And you'll see a picture of praying hands. It says, "Do you need prayer or ministry?" Click that, and that connects you with ppsimmons@live.com. And that's where Mike is talking. There you can get prayer requests, you can get prayer help, you can get biblical answers. You can just say hello to the P.P. Simmons Ministry. But if you'll request the free book, somebody there will send it to you. No strings attached. Go ahead, Mike.
Now, in the book, one of the chapters deals with the tenets of atheism, and we've isolated 5 of them. One of them is defeatism, and we interviewed hundreds of atheists, literally, for the book.
Yeah.
And we got these tenets through the interviews with the atheists. And here are 2 quotes from atheists that we interviewed. This will amaze you. This light bulbs will begin to go off in your minds as you read this. Here it goes. Here's the first one. quote, "There is no loving personal deity that has a specific plan for individuals, and such claims are nothing more than a desire and tenacity to carry on living. A reluctance to accept that you're not special. I could care less what name I give to your pathetic therapy group. In fact, it's all about me. Life has no meaning, so stop pretending you can do better. Just shut up and get on with your day." That's one atheist quote. Here's the other one. "Life is merely a meaningless accident. There is no actual meaning or purpose to any living creatures. As meaning only applies to conscious entities, when there are no conscious human beings, there is also no such thing as meaning."
Yeah.
This is defeatism.
Oh, yeah, complete and utter defeatism. Go ahead.
The dictionary defines defeatism like this: the attitude, policy, or conduct of a person who admits, expects, or no longer resists defeat, as because of a conviction that further struggle or effort is futile, pessimistic, resignation.
Yeah.
I mean, this is exactly what we saw coming out of the atheist community when we interviewed them for the book.
Right. And great civilizations, great societies are not built on defeatism. They're built on the prospect that there is a God to whom we are accountable, and each man, each woman is accountable and is free to pursue their own gifts.
And PPSIMMONS at live.com, you can get a free copy of this book. The president was right. Something meaningful must be done. America must copy and mirror the policies of Israel. Israel arms its teachers to the teeth.
Yes.
So that if somebody comes in there to make trouble, it's over.
Yeah.
Lights are going out for you. You're done here.
That's right. No one in that Connecticut school, I guarantee you, no adult had a gun. But the shooter,
sitting duck syndrome. It's sitting duck.
Right.
It's the same thing that happened at the mall the other day in Oregon.
Yep.
It's sitting duck syndrome. Oregon allows people to carry guns, except there is a sign outside that mall, and we have had this confirmed, which says no firearms or weapons allowed.
Right. So the criminal will have them. Mike Shoesmith, thank you for being with us. You hear the music. We got to go. We're at the top of the second hour. Mike, thanks for being with us today.
Thanks, guys. We'll talk to you guys next week. I love you guys.
All right. That was Mike Shoesmith, the executive director of the P.P. Simmons Ministry and World News Organization and Properties. Mike has been with us since the inception of Freedom Friday. He's a great guy. Listen, folks, when we come back, we'll have Dr. Grace with us. And if you want to call and be a part of the show, 623-1330, area code 850, you can call and talk to Dr. Grace or talk to me. You can get involved in this conversation. We'll have a rip-roaring conversation when we come back. Freedom Friday. Carl Gallops. We'll be right back.